Flooding in many communities along the coast has been a nightmare for farmers and residents since many of the villages were bought by ex-slaves 180 years ago. Villagers of Buxton recall that hundreds of livestock and hundreds of acres of farmland fell victim to rainfall in the past. But that situation is unlikely to be repeated in the future, as we can hear from Chief Executive Officer of the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, Frederick Flats.
In other words, we can get rid of 1,200 gallons of water in 1 single second. And just think about what happens when you allow that pump to work throughout the night or so. So that's why we have the confidence that flooding in these communities should be something of the past. As I speak about this, let me say that should tell us that farmers in the backlands who are afraid to plant because of flooding, we believe that they can now go back and plant.
One villager who is a farmer spoke with Nightly News about how flooding fostered the decline of commercial farming in Buxton.
People were just flabbergasted. People gave up. As a matter of fact, people gave up on this village for a while. They did give up on this village. From 1960, after we had the seawall here that sunk, we had terrible problems with flooding in this village. In relation to the old pump, we had to wait for the tide to be out. Now we don't have to wait for the tide. So the water is being thrown over easily. And those lands, low lands that used to be flooded, can now say, well, look, we're not going to be engaged in quarreling or running to NDC or quarreling with the NDIA about water flooding our lands anymore.
The drainage facility, which cost the government in excess of $376 million, is designed to discharge 150% more water than the previous drainage pump. Agriculture Minister Noel Holder was cautious when he addressed the capability of the new drainage pump.
The pump station catchment area is Buxton and Friendship villages, which were traditionally dependent on the cultivation of sugarcane, ground provisions, cash crops, and orchard crops. It covers about 712 hectares. Furthermore, it will benefit 859 households in Buxton and a proportion of the 552 households in Friendship. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot guarantee that with the installation of this pump station, flooding will be eliminated. That would simply not be true. However, with this pump station, their exposure to flooding during extreme events will be considerably reduced.
Several officials seized the opportunity during the commissioning of the pump to call on residents of the catchment area to exercise their social responsibility with regard to the disposal of solid waste in canals that carry water to the facility. Several other huge drainage pumps are to be constructed along the coast, according to the Chief Executive Officer of the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority, Frederick Flats.
Next year, we hope to commission another 7 pump stations throughout the coast. Those pump stations would be at Hampton Court, Devonshire Castle, Lutonville, Hope, Denamstel, Mora, and Rose Hall Town.
Calvin Abrams, HGP Nightly News.